It is KJ, the cold-blooded Kane. Third year from Miami. KJ Osborn, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, to wrap up 9 to noon. Did you, good to see you again, first and foremost, man. I saw you at the organized team activities, and I didn't mean to be weird. Like when I looked at you and I'm like, what in the hell happened to your upper body? It's not like you were skinny before, but I'm like, you have a barrel. I mean, it's like barrel chest, and the arms are just like you really put, I'm guessing you put a lot of time into building up your upper body.
Yeah, I have, man. I'm a guy. Well, I'm typically a strong guy. Like I can blow up pretty fast. So really, and the off season is my time where I really can hit it upper body. Like I said, I bulk up really fast. And going into the season, that's where I'll kind of start cutting it a little bit, and I'll get really lean so I can still get my wiggle like I want to. So going into the season, like my upper body, I don't do a lot of sets. Actually, the strength coach, we cut all my sets. I do 1 or 2 sets less and a couple reps less going into the season.
Wiggle, you say?
Yeah.
I'm 56. I haven't wiggled in 40 years, and I haven't felt my ribs in 30. So what exactly is the wiggle?
When I say wiggle, I just mean just moving side to side, off say a press release or just getting a defender off of you, be able to double stick and you move your upper body fluent, almost like if you're listening like a snake kind of moving.
Okay, now what was Jefferson on the same plan? I think he's gotten bigger too in his upper body.
I told him the other day, I think he got a little taller too. I think he's growing. He's like a year or two younger than me, so he's probably still growing. But JJ, he's been putting a lot of work in.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you do something like that, is it? How old are you?
25.
Okay. Is it with thinking about getting off the line of scrimmage? So therefore, that could be part of it. Like when you look back at what you did, and you had a very good season last year, it is getting stronger in the upper body. Where do you think that will help you, subsequently helping the team moving forward?
Right. I think just I feel like I'm a chess piece, so I'm able to play a lot of different positions. I'm able to do a lot of different things. A lot of times in the run game, you'll see me, I'm going to get safeties. I'm cutting off the big DNs. Last year, I'm trying to chip Clowney and the Garretts and Chandlers and everything like that. I'm the guy that's doing that dirty work. Mm-hmm. So I'm just being able to play physical and also know that's really my style. I've always been a bigger, stronger guy. So getting smaller is more was the new thing. So just being able to do many different things though.
Now you're coming into your third year, KJ. Yeah. Did you hear? I've never asked you this too, and we've talked a million times. Into the 2020 draft, okay? Mm-hmm. When we got to the combine, doing the radio show and everything, really at the end of the season, people started saying, "Ooh, this wide receiver draft coming up is going to be the greatest in the history of NFL drafts."
Yeah.
When you're old school like me, I'm like, okay, I appreciate the opinion, but I'm going to go ahead and watch them play 20 at 20 each, and then we will establish it's the greatest wide receiver draft in the history of the NFL draft. I mean, from Judy, and for you, so let's start there. As a wide receiver, were you hearing that this is a really good, deep wide receiver draft into the draft? Did you know it would be that good?
Yeah, I did. Me and my agent talked about it, just going through that draft process and seeing everything. Everybody talked about it. There was so many different talented guys coming off the board. That's why it was important to have a good combine performance, a good pro day, and then, we had the COVID going on. And it was just really unique. But definitely with so many talented guys, and a lot of people are performing well. Okay,
now you went in the 5th round. What'd you think about that? I mean, I'm not looking for, I've had these teams marked on my metaphorical calendar all of my life, and Dallas and whomever. I'm going to whoop your ass every single time because you had an opportunity. I ain't looking for that because I don't even think you're that kind of guy.
Right.
But you went in the 5th round in the greatest wide receiver draft in the history of the NFL. Did that surprise you?
I feel like I don't want to say it surprised me, but I was blessed, man. I mean, I've been playing football since I was 7, 8 years old, and you want to play at the highest level, and it was
got
just
there.
Right. So it was just one of probably the best moment of my life. Just getting that call. I mean, I was just blessed to be in an NFL, and I feel like even now I look back and my cousin talks to me a lot. My cousin Amir would kind of pinch myself and man, I'm in the NFL. Not only that, just I got drafted, and what's the chances of that? It's normal now, but I'm playing. I love it, but playing all my life, just trying to get to this moment, it was a blessing. Was I surprised? No, at the same time, I did put a lot of work in for a really long time. But it was just a surreal moment. I'm just blessed, and I'm still blessed to be here.
So was Amir with an A, right?
Yes.
Was Amir pinching you in 2020? Or was he punching you, being like, hey, you're still here.
Right.
This is still what you always wanted. Let's just be patient.
Right.
I mean, somebody probably had to remind you, or you're just mentally tenacious enough as a very young man to sit back and go, all right, this ain't how it's going to be forever.
Right.
And I know what's going into it. I think they're wrong here, but I know they're right here.
Yeah.
This punt returning thing, I know it's going to get better.
Right.
Did you have to be like that?
As far as after I got drafted or
your
before?
rookie year, and Amir was pinching you, saying eventually you're going to play.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, yeah, people just in my ear, but my parents and my support system, and I was going through there's a lot of prayer, but that's how my career has always been, man. I mean, I'm talking about going all the way back to Little League football. My first team, I was the second string running back, and my dad's like, just go out there and play, out there and play, and then I was there to go into Buffalo. I didn't play a lot at all, and then I think my junior year, two guys, the two slots in front of me, got hurt. And I was a Western Michigan game where I scored 3 touchdowns and 188. When it was a 7 overtime game. So it's always my career is
in your home state.
In my home, that was that wasn't 180. I had 100 something though.
Got it.
But that was at Buffalo.
Yeah.
And so that's just kind of how my career has always been, man. Just a little bit of adversity at the beginning. So I mean, I'm kind of used to that. But that. I just go out there and play. I try not to think about all that stuff. Just put the work in and, let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you say through prayer, I guess I immediately think there are two ways to look at it. Your rookie season where you didn't play an offensive snap and you had 7 TDs last year, and I call you cold-blooded KJ because, we can't find you with a searchlight for 3 quarters. The final 5 minutes, KJ. It's fantastic.
Right.
But there are two ways to look at it. One, like you walking around 2020 going, guys, I'm a Kane.
Right.
Are you kidding me here that I'm not playing?
Right.
Or, like you say, through prayer, recognizing God has you exactly where you're supposed to be.
Always.
I'm not going to second guess his will because there is purpose, so let's do the best we can and turn the other cheek.
Right. That's all I did, man. I just put the work in and played. I think when Coach McCardell first got hired, when he called me and he had our first conversation, he's like, why do you think you didn't play last year? And I said, I don't really know. I said, wasn't really my job to, try to, I could only control what I can control. Out there on the practice field, you can talk to the guys. I was busting my tail. I was finishing. I was preparing like I was playing every week. And again, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I'm gonna put the work in. So that's what I've done my whole life, and that's what my parents have taught me. You put the work in, the opportunity is gonna come. And, you're gonna reap what you sow.
Yeah, you always make me smile, man. I mean, well, I didn't get to go on the field in the pandemic season. Didn't travel with the team, called road games back here. Right. So it's like last year and change, first year I met you, just always make me smile with your perspective. But the wide receivers, some of the wide receivers in that 2020. How about this, man? From Judy to CeeDee Lamb, JJ, Ayuk, Higgins, Chase Claypool, to Mooney. And then we got cold-blooded KJ, 7 TDs last season. And, oh, by the way, in the playoffs last year, if anybody forgot, Gabriel Davis.
Oh, my goodness.
He only had 4 touchdowns. Now, granted, they lost, but, oh, no, they won.
Right.
No, they lost. Buffalo, that's right.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns in a game. I'm like, Gabriel Davis, I knew the name. Oh, funny, he's from the 2020 draft. They just keep jumping up doing good things.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Kirk, we just mentioned it a little bit with KJ Osborn. Kirk loves you late in big-time moments, but specifically big-time road games. And you smile because, okay, we lost against Arizona, but we beat Carolina. But just you can think of so many moments where, this just has to be awesome, being an athlete on the road.
Right.
All NFL games are sold out.
Right.
Super loud. It's unbelievable. And then you make these catches and everybody's quiet.
Right.
Is that unbelievable?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, until I got to really experience U.S. Bank, my favorite games were road games. I love going into another team's stadium and being able to silence the crowd and everybody's booing you because the only people that want you to win in that stadium is the people standing on that sideline. So it's just fun. I love road games. I can't lie to you.
So late in these tight games, and every game you guys had, I think you had 8 in a row, one score, 12 last year or whatever. It was close to an NFL record if it wasn't. Late in these games, you're in the huddle, and here's the play.
Right.
Do you know what's coming? Or you just know I'm an option?
Sometimes you know it's coming. Sometimes you know it's coming. Sometimes you know it's an option, but I know who Kurt is, and I know what he's comfortable with. I know what we've hit before. And you kind of know it's coming.
Okay.
And especially like if sometimes you may not know it's coming, but then you see the defense, and it turns into like it's coming. And kind of like what you were saying before, like those late games. That's just kind of how I was going, and I was ready for that. I know, if I have, like you said, the first 3 quarters, I could have a catch, I could have 1 target, but we were in a lot of those tight games. I'm like, it's 2 minutes. I'm like, the ball's about to come to me. Like,
do you have to remind Kirk that guy's an L? I mean, we've seen it the entire game.
Yeah.
This corner's really good. He's going to be on JJ. This corner, we saw it all week, man.
Right.
He's going to be on Adam. This guy's an L.
Yeah.
My upper body's bigger. I'm going to beat him off the line.
Yeah.
I got to get a little bit here.
No, I never really mind. I just let him do his thing. I never try to get into the quarterbacks here. Nothing. They got so much stuff they got to freaking worry about. But,
right.
But he gets it to me. And we find a way to win.
KJ Osborn 9 to noon. Couple of quickies to close. This I never talked to you about this last year, but it was just weird, man. Calling your games and following the team. We talked about those moments. Like you had 91 against Arizona, blown coverage, granted, but you still got to catch the weird pass with nobody on you, and it gets nerve-wracking.
Right.
And then it's Kirk KJ in a position to beat Arizona.
Right.
Didn't get it done, but that game was 91, and then we had that Carolina game where you walk off front left of the end zone. But then you would get lost in the offense, man, and I just couldn't figure it out, and I never talked to you about it. You win the Carolina game, and the ISO shot by the Vikings Entertainment Network and everything with the helmet off, the emotional KJ was the best. It was phenomenal. So that was great. So everything's going great, but then you had 6 catches in that game. Mm-hmm. The next 5 games, man, you had 5 catches in 5 games and 0 TDs. And I'm like, hello? Did we forget over in front left? That's a cold-blooded moment here.
Yeah.
So how did you handle that, man?
I just kept playing. I just kept playing, and I talked to Adam about it. That's why I love, being able to play with him. Just keep going. Not that I was frustrated. I'm like, I just don't I was in a rhythm, I was going. I'm not really sure what's going on. And he was telling me even when some of his seasons, they'd be like, a lot of times he gets some catches, and he gets no catches, and that's just the way this league is and how it is to be a receiver. But at the end of the day, I just want to help my team win. So, whether that be, clearing it out or, rather the ball come to me if it doesn't, rather we blocking in the run game, I just, continue to do my job and work. It started to pick back up on the back end. Like I said, it's a long season, man. It's just ups and downs. At the end of the day, as long as we winning, if I'm contributing to winning, that's all I care about.
I think it was 12 straight games last year. 1-score games. What was that exhausting?
Oh man, it's like here we go again, and then we're home against Pittsburgh. We think we got a good one, and then now we're back in it again. It's it was nerve wracking. The fans were like, can y'all give us a break? I'm like, I want one too. I don't want these close games, but
right.
That's just how they were playing out. It's gotta find a better way to finish, and what we were saying last year is kind of put our foot on their throat. That's what we call it.
Now with practice beginning tomorrow, and then 3 super cool preseason games at Vegas, yes. Niners here with the joint practices, then at Denver. Yes, I love Denver, so it's going to be really, really fun. And things will unveil themselves a little bit, obviously not too much. But from what you know now from organized team activities, is this offense a lot different than the previous offense? Kind of different? How would you explain it?
I would say it has some similarities.
Yep.
But we're moving around a lot more. Obviously, it's a lot more 11 personnel on the field. That's what a lot of people are talking about. There's just so many different things that we can do, and it's for the quarterback, even it's easier for us to get the plays or our whole playbook just at the line of scrimmage without having to huddle and things like that. So there are some differences, there are some similarities, but at the end of the day, we're really excited about it. Though.
When the champions, O'Connell's former team, played on a Tuesday, came here, beat you guys on a Sunday, barred a couple of interceptions, but that punt return messed the whole thing up. Brandon Powell. When I watched the game back, man, he faked the jet sweep with Van Jefferson, super speedy Gator. So when Van moves, you got to look.
Right.
He faked it 13 times.
Right.
And ran Sony Michel the other way, 8 of them. Wow. And they worked almost every time. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how because unpredictability and deception is on your guy's side early in the year, offensively and defensively. Last one. Jefferson, JJ, and Adam aside. you're next on the depth chart in my opinion, and you've earned that. So, hey, you can be like, well, actually I'm ahead of this or whatever, but from a team standpoint, we'll put you there at 3. Now, with the rookie and Amir and Wilson and BC and others, is this a dogfight to impress the new staff and hold on to what you showed last year, or is it a completely blank slate?
I think it's a completely blank slate. Wow. I mean, with a new coach and a new GM, I think everybody starts with a clean slate, and I think you got to do that every year. And I feel like that's the mindset. Whether I'm in JJ's or Adam's position, every time I step in this building, I'm a kind of start with a day one mentality, like it's a 1-day contract, and I'm gonna just try to get better. And I was able to have some success last year, but for myself, I want to do so much more. So like, I'm not even really thinking about like what else there, like the trying to impress the coaches or players, because I feel like my standard for myself is higher than what the coach's standard is for me. So I just have so much more that I want to do. So I'm so locked in and so focused, and I want to bring guys along with me. Like you said, we have so many talented guys in our receiver room. Tristan Jackson, that a lot of people don't talk about, so talented. All the guys that you just named, so talented. Dan has got a lot better since our rookie year. He makes a bunch of plays out there, and
he can beat all of you in a race.
Right. So I mean, we have so many guys in the top of our room. Led by some great guys as well, and all the way up to the coach. That can do a lot of great things. So, I just want to contribute my part to the room. But, I think my expectations for myself are higher than what anybody can put on me.
Good seeing you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
KJ Osborn, can't wait to call your games.